Use the physical ideas process. Step 7, educate to supersize and grow your business. Guess what? Vast majority of anybody you consider a competitor on the planet is not doing this. Why? Because most people don't do this. Most people don't reinforce the things that they learn, the things that work for them, repeat the wins that they have, much less step 7 of the ideas process, educate, teach, and share it with other people. That's kind of why I'm excited to be on the school platform now, is it's all about learning, growing, showing, and sharing what works for you, your organization, as you're not only building a community, but as you're running your business and doing other things, depending on what area of interest that you have that you're exploring there. I love it. I absolutely love it, because I think all my life, I probably should have been a teacher or an educator of some sort. I guess I've always been an educator. Try to get me to not share stuff that works for me and the stuff that doesn't work for me. I think it's just as important to share the stuff I screw up on, because if I can just save one person from making a mistake that I made, I think that it's worth the little bit of embarrassment of sharing that. Because guess what? We're all human. So today, step 7 of the ideas process, we're on the final day today, is to educate. What the heck does that mean? It means, and I will give Steve Larson credit for this. I learned, I knew it, but I didn't necessarily apply it. I didn't at least consciously apply it. I think unconsciously and just as who I am, I did, but I didn't know, and I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't say, and this is the first year we've added it to our process. We've had a process for several years. We create our own process every January, and then we practice it all year long so that it becomes something that's in our personal toolbox that we can use whenever we need it. And that's what this process is, the ideas process. But Steve Larson reinforced to me personally, and a whole lot of other people, that it's super powerful when we learn something. The sooner we share it and explain it to someone else. It's why reviewing my notes in college helped me to go from not barely eking by and squeaking by, which was a total traumatic shock for me when I went to college, because school up until that point had been pretty easy for me, and I thought I was smart. And I got to college and I thought I was an idiot, because I was struggling with understanding that it wasn't about me knowing the material or understanding the material. It was about, what did my professor want and expect from me in order to get the grade I wanted? And of course I wanted A's, right? I wanted A's, but I didn't figure that out till like my junior year. So the whole point of that is educating, sharing what we learn is really, really important. And then I got a strategy where I'd take notes and I'd listen in class. Then as soon after the lecture as I could, I would go through and I would highlight the key important points with my colored highlighter. Then I would, for the next couple of days, I would go over those notes. And then it got to the point where I would just read the highlighted words, and I would use a different color highlighter, so that by the 5th day or so of highlighting, it was just keywords, and I could see the keywords and my brain could pull up the information. Super duper powerful strategy, by the way, if you're trying to learn something or if you're going to school. Hit me up and ask about that. I was like, how did I figure this out? But it worked for me. Might not work for other people, but it worked for my overactive ADHD, hard to focus brain back then. All right, so how are we going to educate today? The whole point of today's step of the process is to say, what am I going to share? How am I going to share it? Who am I going to share it with? And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be, and I admitted in the Be a Better You annual challenge, a lot of times I share stuff with my 2 and 4-year-old granddaughters. Why? Number 1, it's low risk for me. I can practice on them. Number 2, it benefits them. It might not benefit them now, but as they grow up and get older, it's in their subconscious mind, because everything we see, everything we experience with all of our senses, everything we hear ever goes into our subconscious mind. And it just becomes, how do I find it? How would I retrieve that challenge? Which most of us don't have the ability to do that. And I will admit, I have not mastered that yet. I would like to, but do I really? I guess I want access to specific pieces of that, not all of it, right? We wouldn't want all of it at once. Our head would probably explode. So today, share in the comments below one way that you could share what you're learning and what you've learned in the ideas process, or what you've learned about physical health and well-being. Any one thing that you want to reinforce for yourself, pick that thing and share it. Share it with your significant others. Share it with your kids, share it with your grandkids like I do, share it with people by making a video about it. Share in any way that works for you, and then share in the comments below how you did that or how you're going to do it. And I'd say if you share how you're going to do it, after you do it, come back and say done in the comments below, because I think that that's really powerful, because you're committing to yourself and holding yourself accountable, and we're also holding you accountable because you said you were going to do it, and we want to know that you actually did it. All right. Any help with this? Ask, right? I've come up with hundreds and hundreds of ways to share things, and I do it every single day. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.